Most people are exhausted from searching for a secret to success. They look for a hidden formula, a magical shortcut, or that one massive stroke of luck that will suddenly fix their lives. But consider this. Two people can face the exact same failure. They can lose the exact same amount of money, face the same rejection, and walk through the exact same storm. Yet one person is completely destroyed by the experience, while the other rises from it. The difference between them is never the external situation. The difference is the internal meaning they assign to it. One person looks at a failure and decides they aren't good enough. The other looks at the exact same failure and decides it's teaching them a necessary lesson. The philosopher Jim Rohn observed something fascinating about human nature. He noted that the greatest battle a person will ever fight isn't against the outside world. It is the invisible battle inside their own mind. People desperately want better external circumstances. They want more money, more success, and more respect. Yet they fiercely protect the exact habits and routines that created their current reality. You cannot build a new future using an old mindset. If you want a different reality, you have to rewrite the way you see yourself. We can map out how this rewriting process works with this diagram, which we'll call the identity feedback loop. It starts right here with language, the words we speak and the thoughts we repeat. Words are not passive sounds that just fall out of your mouth. They are active instructions. If you tell yourself, "I can't do this," every single day, you program your brain's search parameters to scan your environment for the exact evidence needed to prove you right. Labeling a situation a problem immediately hits a mental dead end, but calling that exact same situation a challenge immediately triggers your brain's problem-solving pathways. Real emotional maturity is learning how to control the brief space between feeling a negative emotion and speaking a reactive word. The sentences you repeat literally become the environment your mind lives in. They dictate the limits of what you believe is possible, and ultimately which opportunities you are capable of seeing. This brings us to the physical world. Motivation is just an emotion. It comes and goes. Discipline is a permanent decision to take action, regardless of how tired you feel. Your life is not shaped by giant public declarations. It is constructed by the tiny choices you make in the dark, when nobody is watching and there is absolutely no applause. This process relies on the compound effect. Every book you read, every dollar you save, and every early morning you commit to, these are small units of evidence that begin to fill a vessel, slowly proving who you are becoming. But the same law works against you too. A little daily complaining, mindless spending, a small dose of laziness. These minor mistakes accumulate silently, draining away your future before it even begins. We usually only see the end result of success. What we miss are the thousands of private, uncelebrated battles that had to be won over years to make that result visible. You cannot outrun your daily routine. Your current habits act as a direct trajectory, predicting exactly where you will be 5 or 10 years from now. This feedback loop eventually triggers a psychological tipping point, the moment when consistent discipline transforms how you view yourself at your core. Confidence isn't a gift you receive. It's an asset you earn. Every single time you keep a difficult promise to yourself, you build internal trust. At this inflection point, your internal narrative changes. You no longer describe yourself as someone trying to be successful. You identify as a disciplined person. Once that identity shift occurs, positive actions become automatic, and the external results inevitably and effortlessly follow. A world without difficulty does not exist. Life will test your patience, ruthlessly exposing whether your dreams are genuine commitments or just weak wishes. This leaves us with an absolute choice. You must pick between two distinct types of pain: the sharp, temporary weight of discipline, or the heavy, permanent burden of regret. Regret is the most profound pain you can experience. It is the realization at the very end of your road that you left your best self behind because you were too afraid to start. Stop waiting for the perfect moment. The conditions will never be flawless. Make the decision right now to fight for your own life. Real power is not controlling the world around you. It is mastering yourself, and the strongest version of you is built starting today.